Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah, Cal says had a spin down at turn, whatever. I don't know what that was, but I can't tell if Fruitful's on another one. No, he's not on another lap. Here goes Oscar's invalidated. George Taverneau in the rev. Oh, he's. I can't tell if he just switched to AI for a moment. That looked quite weird there. But hello, welcome to the Performance Racing League race, Premier Tier race here in Sochi in Russia. So, very interesting. He's gone. It says he's gone purple. I'm not going to completely believe that. Can they set a good lap time? There we go. Over to the right, then swing it over to the left. This is where a good amount of downforce with your setup comes in handy. Penultimate corner, nicely done. And the final corner, up to the line, 32.0, not bad. So I got weird though, about a 10th up on him there. Darluto goes into 9th place on the medium, soft tire. What was I thinking, the medium? Oh, he does invalidate. It was a 31.9. Anyone on that? Steinmeier actually went into 6th, and T-Mike in 4th. Very solid, very, very solid. So who's it set it up? It's Weir, who appears to be invalidated. I'm not sure if that's a valid lap or not. Let's look at Dace now in the Alpine. We are over to the right hand side, then breaking a straight line. Make sure to hit the apex U's as much of the curve as you can. And he stays over to the right hand side. There's 33.4 in the first lap. Very wide, and he doesn't invalidate. It's a decent first sector. Can he keep this going? We'll have to see. There we go through the now the middle sector split, and backs off. I don't think it was a good lap. Matty is invalidated, but look at Andre, he's off. Another lap, breaking a straight line and gets the he invalidates. That's it. And T-Mike up there in a very solid 4th place, not bad. Oh, Fruitful is going to start a lap. Actually, let's look at Steinmeier first, who believe there's a good margin up on this first sector. Now flick it over to the right for the tight and technical sector 3. He's gone purple in the middle sector. Here's Steinmeier and Bass. We didn't see that. Was 7,000 off. Oh, we used a lot of the circuit there. Definitely some aggression. And it looks good through the final sector. It's definitely working. That setup goes into 4th. Jer and Bass both on out. He's being held up. Looks like by the Alfa Romeo Boaz. So it's a 2-3-4 for the Netherlands at the moment. Adri, I believe validated his lap, so we'll go again. And let's look at Battle getting a lovely toe down into turn number 1. We're breaking a straight, and he's still being held up. I think this might invalidate his efforts for pole position. He's 20, he's about a third of a thousandth, up. Third of a tenth up. I must say, then into this corner here, takes that fairly nicely. And if he's up, then this definitely looks like a pole position lap is going to get another great toe down that straight. That's going to help him a lot. Let's look at a middle sector split. He's barely up. Only 5 thousandths. Oh, he spun! Bass spins and Adri going through the corner where Bass doesn't seem to be fazed by it at all. We don't know how his lap's gone, and will it be an improvement to the 30.5? It's looking on track to be, what's it, a 34.98 for Adri. Jer has gone purple in the middle sector, and he's still down. T-Mike into third place. The 30.7, that is a very, very nice effort. And here goes Jet. Is he going to upset T-Mike's second row start? Well, T-Mike down into fourth place, and that is a very nice qualifying from the Haas driver. He's not normally up there, but he's really shown some of his best in. Oscar still hasn't got a valid lap in, just doesn't look good. And here goes Bronco on another lap. We got Darluto as well. That's who we're going to start off with. Breaking a straight line, going on the curve, using all of the exit. It's very nicely done. 33.4 in the first sector. Not bad. Using a lot of the circuit. This is very nicely executed from Darluto. This is definitely quite a committed lap from Darluto, from the Tier 1 full-time driver. Let's see what he can do now. Here we are, 2 tenths up then. Now into the tight, the twisty third sector again. So I've kept kind of waffling on about. Now through these 2 corners, nicely done. Not, could have been on the throttle earlier, but it's not. It's neat, fairly neat and tidy anyway, which is what we're looking for in F1. This is a good lap from so far, and doesn't improve. No. 1,000th off, so nearly matched it to, and Bronco up to 11th. 11th place then, and Oscar improving by 5 tenths on this set of tyres. Is he going to pit? No. We are through the first sector. We know Oscar is very quick. Let's see what he can do now. Will it be in the 30s? Yes, it is, up to 5th place. Very nice. Now Steinwein getting a nice toe there from Kalsis into turn number 1. Yeah, breaking a straight line. Steinwein sees a lot of track. It's very much evident, and right now he's behind the Tier 1 driver, Mr. Oscar Reed. Now let's see, through... Oh, is that... Well, it seemed like drizzle. I can't tell if that was, but now we're in the middle sector. Will this disrupt Steinwein's lap? So Adri on an out lap. Wants to get out there most certainly, and Jer actually just got ahead of Bass into second. He's a 10th down. He's a 10th down then, Steinwein. Let's look at Dace. Let's see what he's got in the locker. A 10th down then on his best sector time. Oh, it's an invalidation. That's not the greatest. Let's look at Matty. And there's definitely a light drizzle on the circuit. Let's see if this can affect anyone's laps. The grip levels look similar. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they don't. And he's a 5/10 down. Maybe it's a bad time to come out on track. Look at Basso, he's invalidated. Will Adri start now? Can he still improve? Oh, it's a bit slidey. Now, Adri in the damp, fairly soggy conditions. Oh, no, I've seen that. Is that weird? I think there was a car the wrong way round. And we don't know yet if there's going to be any rain for the race, I would hope. Most certainly not. But it'd be interesting. That is for sure. Start of the race is wet. Thank you, Steinwein. End of the races. Yeah, okay, thank you, Steinwein. That will be helpful. And it's really rainy out there. It's definitely into conditions. And Cal says it's still out there on the soft. Currently at 18th place. This has not worked, and DRS has been disabled. It is into conditions out there, not flat all the way around like you would normally be. Oh, that was wide, and he's off track, and that, I believe, is it for qualifying. Essentially, if we can get it round, it's a bit like Norris in the RL race. And he's going to go into the... Yep, there we go. So then that is the end of qualifying. So Adri on pole position from Jer, Bass and T-Mike with a very nice 4th place. Oscar in 5th, Steinwein, Sir Capelot I for Fruitful, Doug Trio, and Dace, Boaz, Bronco, Matty Flair, Darluto, George, and Marius Daniel on Drink Alchemy, and Calcis. Calcis, and then Wyatt to round the order up, to round it up. So we're going to start very soon. So then we're going to start very shortly. The start of this Russian Grand Prix in Premier Tier. And we are off. It's full wet. It's very rainy out there. So everyone on full wet tyres. Darlut, Doug Trio, Dace, everyone on the full wet tyre. So this is going to be interesting. Who is going to be the better in the wet? We know Jer is good in the wet. We know Andrew is pretty good in the wet himself. Bass and T-Mike, I don't know how good he is in the wet. Oscar, then Steinweiss, the Capital Fruitful, only in 8th. Very weak qualifying for him. Doug Trio, Dace, Boaz, Bronco, Matty Flair, Darluto, George, Marius Daniel, Drink Alchemy, Calcis, and Wyatt. Actually putting in some effort to get those tyres warmed. Of course, we are on the formation lap, so no racing overtakes. With a bit of traction loss there from Andrew. Max it out in 5th. There isn't much to talk about, but it's going to be, it looks like very heavy rain for the start. That is going to be very interesting to see. Full wet tyres, not something you see very often in... Oh, there was a bit of I think there was a slide, there was a crash. I believe someone had a spin, or at least a loss of control. Andrew backing up the field. It's going to be very... I can't sort of... Nah, I think it's just a line up to grid. Taking particularly long. Yep. I think that's all of them. Calcis and we're going to have to wait a long while for they're still in the 3rd sector, so those in the lead, their tyres are going to go quite cold. Here we are. Now we're about to start. 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a good start for Andrew. And it's a good start for Jer as well. Jer side by side with Andrew going into turn 1. And Jer temporarily gets ahead. He's got on another great start. There's a big crash on the far right. It's Doug True had something happened. There's a big battle on it for 10th and 11th, and a lot of people go wide. And it's quite able to track the action, but But Fruitful with a great start gets ahead, and T Mike remains in 4th place. He's going to try and go down the inside, and Capello gets Oscar gets pushed really wide. But Jer now from Adri and once again Jer is outstarted. Adri again. And here goes Steinwein on Oscar. Oscar's not had the best of starts in the way. He's normally very good, and he lapped the entire field in Tier 1 in Monaco. Not so much this time. There's a lot of people getting pushed right. Oscar really struggling at the moment. And it's a nightmare start for Calces. This chair from Andrew, from T Mike, Fruitful, Steinwein, Oscar, whereas Bronco, Dason, there's a little bit of a battle going on. They're all quite close together. Matty, half went for a move there. And it's the 2 Ferraris and are not in quite a bad position. And this is quite common on now. Jeb, again, ahead of Andrew. Let's see if... I don't know if Jers are more wet. They don't have pace advantage. It could be anything right now. Let's look. Drink Alchemy gets ahead of Doug Trio. Doug Trio into the pit lane. And both Williams, 18th and 19th. A nightmare race for those. And there goes Fruitful on T Mike. And T Mike squeezes him, really squeezes him. But Fruitful is going to get ahead and into 5th place then for Fruitful. And I'm just looking at the gaps. Jet is really pulling away from Adri. These two are in a league, sometimes in a league of their own. Let's see if it's going to be Michael Schumacher 2.0 or it's going to be Max Verstappen 2.0. Oh, here goes Marius on Matty, or the other way round. It's so close though. Matty gets, and there goes, and there's Weir as well, getting right in the mix. Right in the mix with Matty, and I think he might get past. It's Dutchy versus Dutchy here going into the final sector of the lap, and it's still side by side. Who is going to get ahead here? It's going to be Weir, but just about. Great. Really nice racing between them. And Matty tries to fight back still, but that's kind of Darluto looks to be struggling big time in the wet conditions. And I believe the lap times must have been quite similar. So Jet is nearly flat all the way around, and Andrea lifts some more. So looks like Jet has more confidence in the wet. So it looks like Jet has a comfortable lead, comfortable grip on the lead of this race. Oh, Matty gets very close there. Weir is going to get launched up the inside of Bronco and gets the move done up to 11th place. That's pretty good there. So let's and Weir's up 8 positions. Matty now close to Bronco, a bit wide, very wide even. Right, I need to do some wet practice. And so Caflock close to George Tavern. Now he doesn't go for the move. I thought he would there. Looks like Jer and Adri, I believe they're going to be putting in similar lap times. Let's look at Jer. Let's look at Jer's that 47.9. 48 too. Jerry is much quicker in the wet. And Team Mike isn't bad in the wet either. It looks like it's a big difference in the front two and everyone else. Oh, Marius standing getting quite close to Bronco, and they're side by side on the main straight. And Bronco quite close now. You're going to get the move done, so cap a lot then. This goes through, but Marius Daniel yet by on Bronco. Bronco dropping quite a lot of positions in the wet. And is flat almost all the way round. And Adrian's gone purple then in the middle sector. Very interestingly, I don't tell if Jer is kind of outdone that. It looks like Adri's closer. Let's see the lap time then from Adri. And it's very close. It's even Stevens. In fact. And oh, it looks like Adri's in a mistake. There's a safety car. And Drink Alchemy leaves the session. I don't know what was going on there. But there was a safety car on that. So, I don't know what happened to Drink Alchemy, but it did not look good. I don't know if there's damage on Doug Trio's car. I don't know if there's damage on anyone. Let's just check near the back end of the field if anyone's got wing damage. Cal says no, maybe Drink Alchemy maybe just spun on his own. And that makes things interesting. Is anyone going to pit for injuries? Is it into time? Yeah, I believe not. Lost it on my own. I must not. Lost it on my own. Sorry for the safety car. That's not good then. That's unfortunate. When it was full wet condition, it was quite tricky. There's at least some very good drivers that you're going up against, so you actually did quite well then in these conditions. You did quite well. And we're going to wait for the safety car to come in. Kaos is the first one to blink and goes onto the Inter. Safety car in this lap then, so will that help Adri as he tries to overtake Jer? And there we go, so when is Jay going to go? And he's going to go now. It looks like it's caught Adri out a little bit. It looks like it's caught the rest of the field out. It looks like Adri is able to follow him by closely and might make the overtake. Here goes Adri down the inside on Jay, going into turn one. Jay pushes him slightly wide. And Adri still put it, and he gets spun. Adri spins round and look at Calcis then down the inside of Doug Trio into turn one. And that was close to an overtake on the insert. Don't know if Adria's damage is a problem, and he sends it back round the outside of Bronco. So let's see how the Adri comeback. Let's see how well he can do. It looks like there's no damage on the Red Bull. Nothing wrong with the end plate. I don't know if there's anything with the side pod or the floor. And I think that's teammate into fourth. Yep, and Fruitful into third place. So 20 laps for Adri to make a big difference in this race. Doesn't seem to particularly be catching everyone ahead. And he's not. Well, he is he's now catching Sakapalot and George Hammett, his teammate, but not. As I thought, look at him, he's cruised right back onto them. Let's see if Adri's going to make any aggressive overtakes now, maybe going into turn one, or maybe sometime this lap. And George Severus and Capello goes side by side to Capello and gets a ahead. And here goes Adri. He's going to be wanting team orders. Let's see if he can. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't pass his teammate. Adri now is going to be dying to get through. And let's see how the ins are holding up for Calcis. It doesn't seem to be the worst. And there isn't really much to talk about. There's a bit of a slide for Oscar. We are getting quite close, but no real on-track battles. Oh, Boaz! Boaz has a spin. I believe he's lost. Yeah, he's lost the an end plate. Left front end plate. The left end plate on that wing is gone. Jet leading by 1.5 seconds from Bass from free from the team like holding up. Still very nicely in P4. Move Weir has retired, and Boaz in the pit lane. So it's a disastrous day for Alfa Romeo. Let's look at Adri. He has indeed got past this team. It's another safety car. Two people have maybe taken themselves out of this race. And Andrew now in 9th place, and Matty, Boaz, Bronco and Baz have all switched to the Inter. Daltrey is still on the full wet. And Darluto behind, I believe he's the lowest placed runner on the full wet. And I don't know if the safety car's going to end this up. I think you have to wait for Bauer, so it's had a disastrous race. Yeah, we're going around for another lap. We are still waiting on Boaz to get around the circuit. We have to wait a long time for him to get back to the safety car queue. And we're still waiting on Boaz. They're almost going into the middle sector now. So you're still under safety car running now. And Boaz really pushing to actually get back to the safety car. And he still hasn't caught up, unfortunately, to the safety car, so we're going to run for another lap. Still waiting. And I think he's caught up, so I think the safety car will be in this lap. And so this is going to be quite interesting. Boaz quite slow actually. He really giving a lot of caution to the rest of the field. And so people are still on the full wet tyre. Is it into conditions now? It might be. Is anyone pitting? I think Fruitful in the pits. No, nobody pitting then for the Inter. Oh, and that's Steinmann in the pit lane. Oscar in the pits. A lot of people pitting on this lap. And then Kalsis. And off we go then for the restart. Adri on the Inter, goes to the Inter as well. Oh no, they're waiting. Is there a penalty? Might be a penalty for Adri. And Andrew now trying to get past Marius and Daniel in the Alpha Tauri. And in fact, it's purple in the middle sector. There goes Jet and Bass. Fruitful stays out on the full wet. So let's see who. And Calcis has benefited massively into second place then for Calcis. That gamble has worked out perfectly. Oh, bit of a lock up into turn number 1. So let's see if we can retain this second place, if we can stay in this position, really make this work for himself. He's really catching up to Fruitful at quite a quick rate. Look at that. Look at how slow the full wets look in comparison. It's unbelievable. He might get past here. He's going to get past really soon though. Boaz quite close to Bronco. But this is, and now Calcis is going to again lead at this race soon. Again, to lead at this race very soon. He can go for an overtake here. He's being so cautious, and it might allow him to get caught by Matty Player. And there goes Calcis into the lead and in Premier Tier. And now he can push on in front, trying to see what he can make out from this race. Will he have to pit again? That's the thing. Hopefully, the lovely little tire graphic, AWS tire graphic, will it's gonna help us. And Calcis is the fastest at Matty Player. A bit quicker, and Fruitful is hanging it out on the full wet. I think he knows he's made the strategy, a big mistake in the strategy, so he's just trying his best to hang on. That's the strategy then, I think, in the eyes of... And Adri sets the fastest lap as well. There goes Bronco up to third place. So a very different front to what we are indeed used to in Premier. Calcis, Matty and Bronco leading it up. How interesting is this? The changeable conditions really causing a mix-up with what we love to see. Right now, Jer, Bass and Adrian, Steinmeier is 6th, 8th, 10th and 11th. So you really have to tune in for this one, because it might stay like this for the rest of the race. You never ever know. And looks like Matty Player remaining, hanging on tight then. And Calcis is on that controller, who seems to be coping well with these conditions. Can we have leader? So look at that then. 20 seconds for Adri, 19 seconds, 16 seconds, 11 seconds. How interesting is this? We have 11 laps to go as well. Calcis might win this race. It's up to Steinmeier to catch around a second a lap, which is very much doable. But he has to pass some Fruitful, whereas he has to pass a lot of cars to get into the lead of this race. And it requires a bit of a hurry up for... So can Matty pass Calcis? Can Stein catch those two in the nick of time to get the lead? So many questions running rings throughout my head at the moment. Looks like Calcis is doing well. He doing quite nicely then in the corners with that control and traction, of course. Really helping him there. Well, there goes Oscar on Fruitful then. Before the straight even ends, but now Fruitful can't fight back. Just doesn't have the performance, and Steinmeier, the gap still remains at 11 seconds. Still. And Bronco and Barrow is getting pretty close up and personal. And it's quite a good lap for Kelsey. That's going to put him a bit further ahead then of Massive Flare. But 20 laps then Kelsey might have to do on those inter tyres. Will it work? So then, it's a bit like Gasly and Sainz then at the Italian Grand Prix last year. Two people who haven't won yet in Premier looking for their first wins. Lee Kelsey, his best result is in 4th. Matty, I think it's 3rd place then. I think that's his best result. So either way, these will be personal best results. With 10 laps to go, what? God knows what could happen. And Kelsey's actually extended the lead in front. He might win this race. But Steinmeier is caught of it. Steinmeier is pit. He's the first one then. I believe it's the dries. It's the slicks for Steinmeier and for Oscar. They both plunged onto the slicks. Let's watch tires go on. It's the softs for Steinmeier and let's see what Oscar does. Onto softs. So I think that might be a call for the leaders to maybe pit for the dries. So the track's drying up. Is it too early, too late? Let's look at the gaps then. And Steinmeier has a bit of a moment coming out of the pits. Oh, Steinmeier! And there's a lot of sliding, a lot of squirming out there on the soft, and I think something's happened to Steinmeier. Big loss of traction. It's not working. It's not working. For Oscar, he goes round the runoff. Yeah, it just seems too early. The gamble has not paid off. Steinmeier is really not looking good out there. I think it might. And the gap, 43 seconds for Oscar and Steinmeier. And Fruitful on a drying track, still out there on full wet. He's going to have to pit. And Darlito sneaks by with a nice little overtake to get through then. Will any of them pit? No. Boaz, let's see if anyone else takes a very risky gamble. Tava gets past Oscar. Oh, he's still squirming around. I think everything is having to be really smooth with the throttle. And Jess sets the fastest lap of the race. Again. And Dogtree actually matching the pace of the leaders. The current leaders, Kelsis and Matty Flair. Oh, Matty Flair goes very wide. Really wide indeed, almost hits the barrier, but remains well under control. Keeps it within footing still. So then, is it time for dries? The track is drying up, but judging by how Oscar is doing, no, it's not time. Oh, he's still squirming around, sliding around so much. Oh, he's had a spin, Oscar. Oscar has had a spin then, and Steinman actually out of the race. It's clearly not time for dries. Let's see how Fruitful does. Let's see. Oh, he's locked up, Fruitful. So let's see. Then he's losing so much time then to the leaders, and he's the rear end moving around a lot. But it's quite a literal Formula Drift here. So involving IFR Fruitful instead of professional drifters. Looks like he's keeping it stable at the moment. Yeah, the platform. Oh, he's had a spin. No, almost has a spin. Keeps it nicely under control then. So 7 laps to go. It's still not time for dries. Not time for slicks yet. Kaus is still on the inside. I don't know if that looks like the tyre is working for him. Looks like it is indeed working. Dace pits onto the slicks. Oh, and he really lights on the rear tyres up on the exit. And Dace being very careful. Really careful out there on the slicks. It's still not time. Fruitful still losing time. It looks a bit better. He goes wide. Really wide. Fruitful goes. Yeah, it's just losing so much time then. Let's look at Dace though, who doesn't losing time then. And Jet 9 seconds away. Oscar gets a time penalty for track limits. And Jet 9 seconds away with 6 laps to go. So I believe it's 1.5 seconds per lap that Jet's going to have to catch for the lead. And is that doable? It might be. Yeah. Nine seconds now. 8 seconds. Kaus is improving. Let's see the soft runners really not doing good. 2 minutes 25 and Fruitful seconds down on his best lap. Oscar on the I believe Oscar's left the session, showing as an AI car. He's slowing down so much in order to make the braking zone, and he still hasn't made it. I think it's front wing damage, severe front wing damage. Oh, he's really getting in the way of a lot of people. Is Oscar, and he's on the curb, but oh, the softs are looking so bad. Jess at a 43.7. I don't know what leaders did. I think it might be enough then to take the lead by the end of this race. Right, so sorry for missing out some of the action. So everyone going on to slick, Darluto onto the medium. So I don't know why Darluto did that. And now Kelsis and Jeremy 7 seconds behind with not that long to go in this race. Let's see who is quicker then in the dry conditions. And it looks like Kelsis is pulling away. And it's 2.1 seconds between Matty and Kelsis. I think Matty's actually gained a bit on that lap. I think there's more overtake being used on the Aston Martin. So it looks like Kelsis might win this race. And Jer now only 5-6 seconds behind Kelsis and Matty. So this might be a showdown finish. And Boaz sitting very nicely in 4th. And T-Mike after starting so brilliant. Oh, there's a bit of a battle going on between Bass and Adri. Adri only in 7th place. And this could be quite interesting. Actually, Bass miss shifts. And he's still gonna get through on Adri. So it's the Netherlands versus Germany again, and this time the Netherlands wins. And Andrew fighting back still. He's so close. He's really pushed, and he gets back past. Incredible! Flies back past. Yeah, and there goes Adri. Bass's DRS as well, but here goes Adri on Bass. Is he going to go for it? He goes for it. He's so close there to getting Martin to go on the inside in turn number 3. And there we go. He's almost passed. So close, and Bass gets pushed out wide, but that is... He really had the elbows out there, did Adri. And T-Mike quite close to Marius Daniels. Had quite an interesting race. And the Dugtree getting dragged into this fight as well by the sheer pace of Adri. Let's see if Mass can get past. I believe he won't. But Adri with the protection there of the DRS. Marius Daniels gets a time penalty. And Adri, 5. It's very close between all of them. There's a bit of lag on my screen. Apologies for that. But Bass, Bass went extremely hard on my screen, but he's closed up on Adri. Let's see if Adri can get past Dog Trio. He's going to have to use some ERS in order to make this move work. Dog Trio doesn't have much ERS. Neither does Adri. Is Adri going to go for the move here? Dog Trio defends the outside. Adri, again, really aggressive here, and he actually makes the move stick down the inside. And Bass goes down the inside of Dogtree himself might go for a move on Adri. Adri then really putting the elbows out. And then puts that into 6th place. And Bass then getting really close to Adri. He's really sticking there, and he will be past the Aston Martin. Let's see. Similar amount of DRS, but the DRS advantage is going to be enough to get through. And let's see if Adri tries to fight back. No, not yet. Oh, and Bass has he has a lot of lag there. We are almost on to the final lap. Calcis leads from Matty, from Jer, from Boas, from Bronco, from Bass, from Adri, from Sakapalot, Dogtree and Marius Daniel. Team Micah was in 4th at the start. Dace, George Tabert, Darluto and Fruitful. This so far has been insane. So let me just repeat this again. Calcis leading. I'm disbelieved for what I'm seeing. This has been brilliant. He's racing in Jer critically. I thought he was going to catch these two, but Jer is only just in the DRS of Matty. He might be able to recover a 2nd place out of the front row he did get. Darluto really struggling then, and Adri, these two are still close. Adri and oh, and more lag from Bass. He just seems to be going here, there, everywhere. Let's watch the race lead now go through the final. Oh, here goes Adri getting pretty close to Bass, and indeed gets through. He's 2 seconds up on his best time. Let's watch Calcis now go through the final corner. It's a very unexpected race, but it's his first race win in PRL. Calcis is going to win in Russia. What a race. And Jer into 2nd then. What a... What? It's been a very interesting race. It's given us a huge shake-up of the grid, so we wait for, surprisingly enough, IFR Fruitful. And Fruitful, we're still waiting for him. We're still waiting for Dave to go across the line. And there goes George Taver. Now Fruitful. So we wait for him. Then Darluto, all is a bit of a and he spins across the line. And that is a Premier Tier Russian Grand Prix. And that is a thank you guys for watching. That was a great race. I'll see you later. Goodbye, everyone. And hopefully the RL Grand Prix is going to be fun. So I'll see you.